Huh, Pablo. Pablo, what do you say about it? Uh-huh. Welcome back to another episode of Louisiana Hunting. Tonight, or today, whatever you're watching this, we're not hunting. Seems like the last couple videos I tried to make ended abruptly. So we had to leave, or something happened to make us stop filming and go home. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now, I was out making a video with the dogs, and we'd been hunting for about 2 hours and doing the same normal routine, and I went back to where we ran the bobcat, and the dogs were just kind of milling around, and Chunk picked up a track and was driving it. He was about 200 yards from me, and he yelped, and then he yelped again, and then he come out and started coming to me. When he gets to me, his mouth is open, and there's 2 bite marks on the inside of his gum under his teeth, and they're bleeding. Now this bite mark's 1.25 inches. The only snake around here that bites and has fangs that leave marks that wide is a rattlesnake. So I went on high alert. So I throwed him in the box, and I was originally going to go find a snake, and I'm like, well, you know, you're on a crunch for time, because normally if a rattlesnake was to bite one down here when they're hot and they've been running, they don't generally last but about an hour. And so I loaded everything up, went home, I quit filming. Matter of fact, I let the camera die. I didn't even turn the camera off. And but it wasn't recording, so I don't have any of that to show y'all. I gave him some Benadryl, which there really ain't nothing you can give them to offset an envenomation other than IV fluids and antivenom. So I didn't have any decks. You know, most of that stuff is for our comfort. It's not really to help the dogs, but I'd like to give them what I can. So I generally give them some penicillin and some Benadryl, and if I've got any decks, I give them some decks. Well, I got up the next morning, and well, let's just go back to that night. I get him home, give him some Benadryl, and I watched him for about an hour. Now, he didn't ever start to swell, and you know, it was some pain associated with that bite site. I couldn't find any puncture wounds on the outside of his lip, just on his gums. And I went and checked on him next morning, and he's the same as he was when I left him. He never swelled. He still has never swelled, never rotted, nothing. So the good Lord was watching out for us. So, well, then last week, I try to do these videos during the week and then put one out on Sunday evening, and that way y'all have a video to watch on Tuesday. And so last weekend, I'm out, all the dogs, and I go to a different spot of this farm, and I've got Gypsy out kind of to my right, out in front of me. She's working a track. Chunk's out in the cotton field behind me working a track. Tiger, Pablo, and Buddy are right here close, and Fury is back and forth between Chunk and Gypsy. Well, she starts leaving those two and starts working her own track, and she hits the lake bank and she's coming towards me, and I'm sitting there watching the Garmin, just kind of keeping an eye on where the dogs are at, and she gets 50 yards from me down just below the bank where I can't see her, and she yelped. I said, oh Lord, we got a snake bite. So I get off the ranger and walk over the hill. It's about an 11-foot alligator swimming down the bank, and I was like, that sapsucker just got my dog. I never heard a splash, I never heard nothing. So again, I go on high alert, and knowing the area where I'm hunting, I know how the lake does, I know how the the property lies, and I'm watching that Garmin because I never heard any more out of Fury, and I didn't see her in the gator's mouth or anything, so I watch that Garmin. Well, the lake veers off to the right and she keeps going left. I was like, well, he didn't get her. So I toned her. I got her called back, and I got everybody caught up, and that gator's sitting down there in the water just circling, looking for Fury. I was like, yeah, we got to move. We got to get away from here. So again, I grabbed all the dogs. I said, that's enough. I've had enough for tonight. So I just went on, and I didn't make an ending, and I didn't have but about 30 minutes of video to even choose from, and they weren't doing anything in that 30 minutes because it's been hot, it's been raining, and today is actually a chance of rain, but it's first sunshiny day we've had in a week. So that's why I'm out here making this video, because I didn't hunt last night because it was raining last night. I didn't hunt Friday night because it was raining off and on Friday night. But mainly my focus is keeping these dogs healthy. Last night it was bad humid, and I try not to get one of my dogs sick before we go off to Arizona. We're getting down to weeks. So anyway, just trying to keep them in shape. I may just run them down the road a couple times this week. I'm going to start taking Chunk out by himself. That's plans that I have not done yet. But he needs some alone time, and Fury needs some alone time. She's starting to get a little bit more, I guess, independent. She's not as reliant on these other dogs as what she has been, even though she still will come in and steal a tree from them. And we're going to work on that after we get back from Arizona. She's going to get hunted a lot by herself. So you're going to get to see some videos of just single dogs. I'm going to single them out like I've been supposed to have been doing, because these dogs do better once you single them out and let them build up some confidence, independence, so that they're not as reliant on the other dogs. But I kind of want them to pack for this trip to Arizona so I can kind of keep track of them. And they do pretty decent on that. But anyway, long story short, that's what we're doing. That's why we didn't post a video last week. I didn't have one, and conditions weren't in favor of me going out and filming. I don't like taking this camera equipment out when it's raining, and if it's too hot for the dogs, then I'm not going to hunt them. So, but anyway, that's going to do it for this week. So I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you hanging in there with us while we're going through these up and downs with this weather and all this bad stuff that has almost happened to us or has happened to us. And remember, it's all about these dogs. And I think the good Lord has a helping hand in it. And I think if it wasn't for him, I would be burying a dog, and I'd have lost a dog and a collar. So I think we're must be on the right path with him, because he's looking out for her. So thanks for watching, and it's been another episode of Louisiana Hunting.